Only fish meat is practically a vegetable.
This doesn't make any sense.
Nah, nothing makes sense here, man. The only thing that doesn't make sense is that nothing makes sense.
Give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Don't teach a man to fish and you feed yourself. He's a grown man. Fishing's not that hard.
That's, of course, if he's taking his medication. Yes, without it, he could be anywhere, wandering around, talking to the trees. Believe me, this man is a menace. He's always drinking, starting fights. Isn't that right?
All right, good Friday morning. We are back and we are here. It's Jerry's Outdoor Show. What a difference a day makes, huh, Jordan?
Absolutely.
At least most of the ice got melted off the parking lot
before it froze again.
Before it refroze.
Yeah.
So that's looking fantastic out there. But a little chilly this morning. A little chilly. I don't know. Is it going to be like this? I think I saw Eric Sorensen or something said.
Yeah.
It's going to be like the next 8 days.
Yeah, and it's going to be like 20s, I think, tomorrow, and then over the weekend we're going to get some more snow. So maybe 3 inches.
Right. So the thing is that this time of year, like yesterday, we got to 50 degrees. Now everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, open the windows up! Oh, they're at the car washes." Now, if it was 50 degrees in July around here, people would be losing their mind. So anyway, what we got going on today is Jerry's Outdoor Show. Remember, you can give us that thing would float for the last 4 years on the internet. I would get tagged with that, and somebody put, "Oh, this was caught in the Arkansas River," or "This was caught in the." No, what it actually is a Wells catfish, and they're over in Europe. Mm-hmm. So that picture would get, what are they using for bait? A cow? No. That's not around here. But yeah, any kind of fishing meme on Facebook, I'll get tagged with it 150 different times.
Did you hear the big rumor going around? I think this was probably 5 or 6 years ago. People were like, you know what? There's catfish down under those bridges. Somebody kept comparing them to Prius. They're like, there's catfish the size of a Prius under some of those bridges.
Dude, that has been going on way before 5 years ago. That has been going on. I was born in 1966. My first recollection memories was probably about 1969 or 1970. And the one that I heard my grandmother told me is like I couldn't go down the pits because you used to be able. Now they call it deep lakes.
Mm-hmm.
Back then it was called the pits. Everybody knew it was the pits. And my grandma lived in the South End, so I couldn't go down to the pits because there was a mail truck that ran off Stewart Road and into one of the pits, and they had to send a team of divers down there to get it, retrieve the mail truck and get the mail. But the divers came up so fast because there was catfish down there the size of Volkswagens, and they wouldn't go down there to retrieve the mail. It's rumor and innuendo, but yes, I've heard that my whole life. And every once in a while, like I said, Facebook's great. Guys working on dams. They'll take a picture of a flathead or something like that. Oh my God, look at it. It's the perspective of where it is. Now, me and the boys, we've got out, and we used to do a lot of diddy pole. We used to catch a lot of major catfish, a lot of flathead. The biggest I've ever personally seen was about 64 pounds. Now, that's a sizable fish. Now, if you have a buddy standing next to you, I mean, you're quite a tall guy. 64-pound fish, 4-pound flatheads, it'll come up to right about your chest. You're a tall guy. Oof. It'll come up to about my shoulders if you're holding up onto them like that. Now, I'm sure there's bigger ones out there, and I forget what the record is right off the top of my head. But as far as school buses and Priuses, not so much.
School bus, that'd be an impressive fish right there.
That would be.
Jeez.
But, that's the lore. That's the myth of it. That's what it is. Mm-hmm. But, this day and age, everybody has a camera on them. Everybody has a camera. So if you happen to get one of those Prius-sized flatheads,
well, we'd see it pretty quick.
We would see it pretty quick, and we'd know about it pretty quick. Mm-hmm. But no, those have been going on. I mean, there's tons of rumors out there, but I've been fishing that river a long time, and I've seen a lot of big stuff, but nope, haven't seen any Prius-sized catfish yet.
Man.
But no, and another cool thing is when they do maintenance on the dam, the Lock and Dam, when they drain some of those down. I mean, just the fish that are caught inside there. when they drain that down, there's some pretty sizable fish. They're not only catfish, sturgeon and all that, but yeah, hey, nature. If you leave nature alone, it pretty much takes care of itself. I was thinking, I was reading something back that Mark Twain had written, back in the 1800s or whatever, early 1800s, before the lock and dam systems come in. Oh man, catfish were just epic around here, but then we started controlling the river and stuff like that. But I digress, that kind of slows it down. But let's get back to what we were talking about anyway. The Stone Cold deep ice challenge there going on at Jerry's Bait and Tackle. You can still get in on it. We are going to go until we have no more ice, which I'm going to guess, I just have a hunch, as cold, as nasty as it is right now, I think we're going to go into a quick spring.
You think so?
I think it is. I think we've got about 2 more weeks left, and then it's going to go. We're going to get like the 3-day spring thing, and then it's going to be hot.
Yeah.
I don't know. You remember about 5 years ago? What was it, 2012, something like that? It was like 90 degrees.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh.
March 1st.
Yeah.
We go wham to wham, So, hard to say. It's Iowa. We get 70 degrees one day and 6 inches of snow the next.
Yeah, we get 50-degree differences like we did yesterday.
Yeah, yep. It's just crazy how it swings like that, but that's where it is. So anyway, if you'd still like to get involved in the Ice Challenge, it's still going on. Stop by the shop there, located at 810 Park Avenue in Muscatine. Pick up your official ruler. You can still get in the contest. I got 3 categories. I got crappie, I got bluegill, and I've got other. And you could have a winning entry in each of the categories. So just get out there and get after it. We've got everything you need out there. We got the wax worms, we got spikes, we have minnows. Come on in, get it. I don't know. This might be the last weekend for ice. I have no idea. But other than that, now things are starting to turn. Everybody's starting to get that spring itch that started yesterday. I know it did. I know guys started going out there and they started looking around in the garage and then, I need to start getting the boat ready. I need to, start doing this. I need to start doing that. So if you're starting to think about getting your boat prepared for the spring season, you need to give my good friend Nigel Phelps down there at Tailwater Marine a call and see what he can do for you. It might be time to change that oil out. Maybe you should change it out in the fall. You procrastinated. If you remember, winter came on quick.
Yeah, it did.
And I'm going to hate for the snow to melt because I got a pile of leaves in my yard that I didn't get taken care of. And that's what it was, man. It was like in November. It's like, oh, man, I got to get the rest of these leaves. It's like, whoomp, we got that big, heavy snow, and that's as far as they went. So I know as soon as the snow melts off, I'll have the leaves to take care of. But anyway, if you have anything, motor issues, anything at all going on with your boat, see my good friend Nigel Phelps down there at Tailwater Marine. He's down there across from McKee Button down there. I think it used to be old Bush Lang's old boat shop. But anyway, Nigel's always taking care of my boat. He's a hell of a good mechanic, and now would be the perfect time to get in there. Okay? Don't wait till it's 70 degrees and say, well, I want to take this out tomorrow because, boy, he will get backed up quicker than you can guess, What size boat do you got, Jordan?
Not much. I have a little John boat, but it's just a pond fishing John boat. We've got a little trolling motor that we put on it from time to time, but otherwise we're rowing.
Yeah, but it floats, right?
Yep. And I think it's
the job done.
15-footer. I think that's right.
But I thought you were a big duck hunter, so you don't do the big duck blind, or you just build a blind.
We hunt a lot of public land. So what we would do is we'd go out and we'd build a blind the day of. We'd go out real early. We'd go out and the places that we hunted, they were okay with you cutting down a little bit of brush along the banks, stuff like that, and we'd build up our blinds that way. But but nope, never been able to. I'd really like to put together one of those big John boats. They put the railings over the top of it, and you just cover that sucker in grass with the pop out spots.
Right.
Ooh.
Well, now this is Iowa. Now I keep forgetting. You used to live in Illinois, but now you live in Iowa.
Yep, and I hunted. Well, most of the hunting that I did was in Missouri, though, when I was down there at school. Yeah.
Right. So is it the same thing like it is in Iowa here? Because that you said something that's pretty curious to me. You build the blind the day before. Because in Iowa, if you go out and build a blind, first one, even though you build
it.
Oh
yeah.
the first person in there, even though he didn't build it, knew nothing about it, whatever, he stumbled across it and he's in there first, he gets to use it.
Yeah, no, we did it the morning of. Like we wouldn't
Yeah.
go out, we wouldn't even go out the day before, and we'd get out there 2:30, maybe 3 o'clock. Of course,
Yeah.
sometimes land doesn't open up till 4, so you gotta be
Right.
careful about that. But we get out there and we had 3 spots we really like to hunt that were just wide open. Sometimes they planted corn in there too, so sometimes you just hit out in the corn, and that was just the
Yeah, I got a couple buddies that are big duck guys, and I'd be like at Casey's, the night before opening day, I'd be at Casey's at 9 o'clock, and I said, "What the hell are you doing here?" And he got the charcoal and all this. Yeah, we gotta get down to the parking lot. And they actually tailgate
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
till I think was it 12:01. You can leave the ramp or something like that. I can't
Oh, yeah.
remember. Yeah.
Mhm.
So all right, have at it, boys.
Yeah, some of those guys, they get really crazy with it. We had I've only been out on a boat once to hunt, and they went out on a big old pontoon, and that was an experience. No ducks.
No ducks.
It was crazy windy, and every time that we saw ducks come in, they were all going to one point on a lake, and we just couldn't get over there. There was already a bunch of guys over there.
Yeah.
So they slaughtered. We did nothing.
Yeah,
just
so
sat
so the ducks fly over, and all of a sudden it sounds like Normandy or
Yeah,
Saving
pretty
Private Ryan.
much,
Yeah. And the ducks keep flying. So there you go. Hey, you're speaking of ducks in a row. You're on Jerry's Outdoor Show. We're going to slide into a commercial break, and we're going to be right back.
Country Store Guns in West Liberty has it all. Handguns, rifles, shotguns, scopes, cases, and more. They buy, sell, and even repair right there in their store. You can find Country Store Guns in West Liberty and view all their guns in store or check out their online shop, www.countrystoreguns.com. You can also find them on gunbroker.com. For a large variety and high quality firearms, shoot on over to Country Store Guns at 1604 Elder Avenue in West Liberty.
Whether you're looking for a new garage door or someone to service your current garage door, call me Dave from Quality Garage Doors. We service all makes and styles of garage doors. Give me a call today at 563-506-1032 for all your garage service needs.
Peppy Possum, that you? Why, Randy Raccoon, what in tarnation are you up to? I'm on the lam of that dead burn Ray at Big Papa's Nuisance Wildlife Control. Today he done rounded up my brother Rufus and his bunch. I tell you, Peppy, he is a menace.
For removal of skunks, bats, groundhogs, raccoons, and more, call or text Ray at Big Papa's Nuisance Wildlife Control, 563-299-9664. That's 299-9664. And check out his Facebook page and website, bigpapasnwc.com.
Winter has a hold of us while we're all dreaming of the summer sun. Tailwater Marine can help cure those winter blues. Conveniently located downriver from downtown Muscatine, Tailwater specializes in all things on the water, from pleasure boats to fishing boats. They have the skills to repair and the accessories to customize your boat. If your boat or engine needs major repairs, drive service, or an engine rebuild, now is the time before the springtime rush. Call Nigel at Tailwater Marine today, 563-264-BOAT. That's 563-264-2628.
Wolf Contracting in Muscatine has been proudly serving the commercial and industrial construction and remodeling needs of eastern Iowa for years. They specialize in new construction, additions, and remodeling for commercial and industrial buildings. Wolf Contracting has an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, which is an amazing testament to the quality of their work. Wolf Contracting. Their prices are fair. Call Wolf Contracting today for a quote or a consultation and see for yourself. Call 263-5406.
All right. We are back on a Friday morning, and I'm just excited. I think spring is closer, and it really hasn't been that bad of a winter, December. I mean,
it was warm,
right? I guess is this the object lesson that we learned? That this all being thankful for the 60-degree weather in December has its penalty. And after all, Mother Nature is a female. Mm-hmm. So you do have... I saw the thing about the bipolar vortex.
Right,
so,
right.
But it is what it is. And, we talked earlier, Jordan, we were talking about, I will call them wives' tales or old wives' tales or this or that and everything. And this one I've heard for years and I've never really believed. And so I decided I'm going to call an expert in because I always hear my wife says this all the time too. Oh, thank God it's really such a cold winter, because that's going to kill off all the mosquitoes and all the gnats, and we won't have a single bug problem. Now, I know yesterday it's been cold, and I know yesterday if I would have looked hard enough, I would have found a fly.
I bet.
I would have saw a fly, or I would have saw a bee, or I saw something. But that's as far as my knowledge goes. So I decided to bring in an expert in here. We got Jeff Cochran with Bosch Pest Control, and he is here to tell us if it's true or if it's false or whatever's going on. So how you doing this morning, Jeff?
Pretty well. How you doing?
I'm doing just fantastic. Back on the radio. You have to do it week by week and build our audience back.
No, it's good to hear you back on the radio.
Yeah, absolutely. It's great to be here. So I guess the first question is, Jeff, why would you be qualified to answer this question?
Well, that's a pretty decent question. I actually started in pest control back in 1978. Bob Bosch hired me, the original owner, the creator. He was a neat guy, by the way. Someday you should do a study of history of Bob Bosch and everything he was involved with. But he hired me as a summer worker back in '78, and then so I worked off and on with the pest control business there. And then back in 2008, or actually the end of 2007, Mike and Amy Rudolph contacted, that'd be Bob's daughter, and her husband, about buying the company. They were going a different direction, and so Lamar Miller and I got together and went through the process, and by March of '08, we had things put together to acquire the company. And then since then, I've served on the Iowa Pest Management Board of Directors for 6 years. This is my 7th year. And this year, they actually, believe it or not, elected me as president of the board.
Hey, hail to the chief.
Yeah, we'll see what that all entails.
The conservatives are back in power.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, even the conservatives can eliminate insects.
There you go. So now the shop down there is across from Harper's. You guys have been down there quite a while.
We've been, actually, since we owned it, we've been there. So the last 10 years, we've been right there on Grandview Avenue. It's moved various places.
Right.
But we were actually up at Mississippi Drive at the Old Elms.
Right.
And
that's gone.
We have a lot of customers that like to come see us.
Right.
And the older folks did not like backing back out on the Mississippi Drive from the Elms. So
Yeah.
they love it where we're at because they can get in, get out real easily. And oftentimes they like to go across the street or across the parking lot for lunch while they're down visiting us. And
awesome.
so, yeah, they'll bring us insects all the time to identify, or they'll just stop in and hand us a check for
you
for
guys
monthly
do that.
service.
I can just go grab a bug and bring it down there and say, hey, what's this?
You can do that, yeah.
Wow, cool beans. So I guess let's get to the meat and potato of the thing. Is it true or false? Does extreme cold spell in the winter impact insect hatches? I mean, does that really... Because you'd think if it got cold enough, it'd be like the dinosaurs, and then the mosquitoes and gnats would just go extinct.
You would think that.
That'd be wrong.
You'd be wrong, yeah. The extreme cold will slow them down.
Right.
We've had winters where we haven't had hardly any cold, and we actually start doing in-home pest control the end of February, 1st of March.
Right.
This year doesn't look like it's going to happen that way.
Right.
But it'll slow down the insects. But for the most part, about the time baseball season, softball season hits, the mosquitoes and gnats are going to be back out in pretty much full force.
Right. So I was reading another thing last night where we're at, our climate zone. The bugs are pretty much like the people. We're climatized.
Mm-hmm.
We know what's going to happen, and we know we're not going to be running around in January in a T-shirt or having shoddy windows on our houses. The bugs kind of do the same thing. Right?
They do.
They kind of know they got to burrow in deep and get in someplace if they have any chance of surviving the winter.
That's how your Asian beetles, your box elder bugs, our new brown marmorated stink bug, they all survive by getting underneath your siding.
Right.
And they just wrap themselves into your insulation. They wait for a nice warm spell, and they come popping out and drive people nuts. We were talking. I was with the Mole Hunter, a guy out of St. Louis, at one of his home shows this past weekend, and the earthworm is a good example.
Right.
When it's cold, he just goes farther south.
Yep.
And then why that's important is because the mole goes down with him.
Yeah.
And that's why you get the mounds in your yard, is because the mole's way down deep, and all he's doing then is pushing up the dirt rather than making the runs.
Yeah. And it was probably, I want to guess, probably a good 6-7 years ago when I had the bait shop in Wilton. Spring came on, and we just couldn't get any night crawlers, and I kept asking my nightcrawler supplier, I was like, can I get some nightcrawlers? He goes, dude, up here in Canada, it's all the boots. It's come, and I'll translate for you. Basically, it got so cold up there that the frost was so deep in the ground, it was taking forever for the frost to come out.
Yep.
And so they just couldn't get the nightcrawler. So there was basically a nightcrawler shortage there for a while until it warmed up about July.
Right.
And they came up
Exactly.
there. So, and I don't know what it is with the Asian beetles. I always call them Japanese beetles, but they're called Asian beetles.
The Asian beetles.
And that always just for some reason in my mind is like, I think of some Japanese Beatles act. She rubs you, rah, rah. She rubs you. Okay, the bad joke. Anyway, I think if you built your house out of a Ziploc bag, those things would still get in.
And you wouldn't think they could fit through those little bitty cracks.
Yeah, I know it.
Their body has a little bit of substance to it, but they do. And now you get those stink bugs following the same avenue. It's
those brown stink bugs, right? Are they new? I've never seen one before the last couple of years.
Right. They're the new pest. They came from the East Coast. Those guys out there, they send us a lot of their stuff that we don't necessarily want. But the brown marmorated stink bug is what it is.
So is that invasive or invasive? Invasive. Or invade? Invade.
He's invading.
Or he's invading.
Yeah,
invading means he's
coming after us.
Yeah, invade means he came in.
So yeah, he's coming over to see us, and
great.
And some homes will see a whole bunch of them. The key there is get your house treated in the fall.
Okay.
Inside and out in the fall. Get a good fall spray, and that should help slow them down, if not totally stop them from getting in. When they get to your siding, it's nice to have some chemical already there to stop them from penetrating.
Okay, well, talking about invaders, one of the main ones that they've talked about for the last 4 or 5 years is the emerald ash borer. Does the prolonged cold weather have any kind of an influence on them?
Yeah, there was a study done in Minnesota that they think that the extreme colds will actually slow them down, but not totally eliminate them. It won't eliminate them at all. But they think that you can get another year or two out of your trees. There's an article this morning about the emerald ash borers in Columbus Junction and all the emerald trees or ash trees. that they have that they might have to start removing.
Right.
And hopefully this extreme cold will buy them a couple more years of enjoyment of those trees. But it's not going to eliminate the pest.
I don't think they're going nowhere.
They're
not. Just going to decimate and that's basically the same thing that happened to chestnut, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And you had the Dutch elm.
The elm.
Right.
Yep.
So now it's the ash trees are going. I don't know what the baseball community is going to do, but
that's right.
Everybody's going to have to switch to aluminum or oak. I don't know. So
yeah.
So one I find here in Iowa, my biggest thing has been the last few years, and maybe it's just where I live at. But once the spring rains arrive, I seem to get inundated with ants. Just all of a sudden, one day it's fine, the next day I got a trail of ants coming from somewhere, and it's always right after it rains. Is there anything I can do to prevent that? Because I don't know where they're coming from, but they always seem to migrate towards the sink or some kind of water source or the garbage. I got one of them in cabinet garbage things, and we always take the garbage out, but they always seem to make a beeline. There's a little Oregon Trail that I can follow, and you try to squirt them and try to put. They give you some nuclear stuff that works for a while, but then it dries up and then they're gone. Then first rain, boom, they're back.
Yep.
What can I do?
Well, ants are one of those little insects. Everybody says the cockroach could survive the nuclear war, and I think the ants probably would too. But they're active year round. We get calls all year long for ants in people's houses. They don't go away. They might slow down, and the rain in the spring, that really gets them stirred up. And they do what's called budding, which means every time it rains, they're making new nests. So the nest will split, and all of a sudden they're going to have more nests. And that's why you're going to see more activity, because now you got another nest that has to feed. So you got all these soldiers that are fighting for the same food source. And so, things you can think of is walk the perimeter of your house on the outside, remove all the excess brush. Those are things that they like to hide in and actually sometimes feed in. And pay attention to the type of plants that you have out there, because some of the plants actually are the sweet plants that have a little bit of nectar to them, and ants can feed on that. But ants leave a trail. A lot of our animals in the animal kingdom leave trails. Mice are really good for that every place they go. And that's why you're going to see the ants at the same place almost every single year
Mhm.
because the cousins are following where their relatives were at the year before.
Okay.
And, we do a lot of baiting. Baiting is the number one way to eliminate the ants. And they get the bait, they take it back and wipe out the nest that way.
Mhm.
But the problem is that trail is still there.
Mhm.
So when the cousins come in and say, oh, look,
Yeah, okay.
George's family, they're gone, but we're going to go in. They left us a nice trail to Jerry's house.
Right.
So they were going to come in and
Yeah, there's road signs and everything. 'Cause
Yeah,
it just seems
exactly.
like the last 4 or 5 years, it's just it only lasts in the spring.
Right.
And then, like I said, and then we'll get a dry period. They're taking care of it. Yeah, wait a minute, I took care of the mansion. And then the first rain, boom, here they come back all of a sudden. So yeah, that makes sense.
So
That
you know,
makes a
try
lot
to
of sense.
try to not to have a habitat. You
Right.
know, the nice stones that people like to have at their houses, ants get underneath those, and they're undisturbed, so they can have quite the nest under there. Even the gutter downspouts, the things that you put on to catch the water,
Right. The splash blocks
the
or
splash
whatever,
blocks.
yeah.
Yeah, you pick one of those up, and
Right.
you'll have ants all over the place.
Right.
So ants look for things like that, and you just need to be aware. And if you want to keep your splash block, maybe that's a good place to put some granules for
Okay.
the ants. Pick that baby up, put some granules under there, and give the ants a little bit of.
No, I remember it was a couple years ago. I came down and saw you, and you gave me some of this like nuclear stuff. You said this will take care of it. By gosh, it was like in a syringe.
Oh yeah.
And by George, it took care of them. But I'm looking for doing a total get rid of them forever. Is there any way to do that?
You get rid of
besides
forever.
move?
You can move. Yes.
I can move.
You can burn the house down, but the ants will just wait for you to rebuild.
Okay.
They'll go deep and
Right.
wait for you to rebuild. So
Right.
yeah, there's no nuclear answer. Bait is the best,
Right.
and you just got to be persistent. They're going to be persistent, so you need to.
So it's kind of like just a thing I just got to get accustomed to doing. I mean, it's like putting weed eater on your
Right.
lawn or something like
Yep.
that. This is what you got to do now. So,
Every
so is it once, or do we have to keep reapplying, or?
The bait will last for quite a while, and they'll even chew on it when it starts to harden up a little bit. You're just going to have to keep the bait available.
Okay.
And keep putting it out until the nest is totally wiped out.
And I got dogs, I got cats. Do I worry about them getting out, eating the quote-unquote bait?
The gel bait hasn't had any issues at all.
Okay.
I remember telling a customer once, "Oh, we don't have any dogs dogs never mess with our granule bait. I've never seen it happen." And then she calls me before I don't even get back to the office. And my dog went around and sniffed and licked up all that stuff you put around the foundation. Oh boy! So that's a first. It did not harm the dog, but when you have show dogs, you probably don't like your dog licking up all the bait.
Ain't that amazing that dogs can do that? They can eat all the most vile stuff in the world, but yet chocolate will kill them.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
It's just insane. Hey, if you got any questions for Jeff while we got him in here, please feel free to give us a call at 563-263
8600.
8600 563-263-8600, and we'll take care of those questions for you. Another one I got is there. Depending on the rainfall, historically, May to mid-June, like I said, baseball season around here, the gnats always seem to be plentiful. I mean, one day they're not here, and the next day, and it's getting to the point, Bug Soother works, and all of a sudden, man, they've adapted and overcame. Is there anything I can do on my property to mitigate that, to try to keep the gnats down, or...
Yeah, once again,
does that depend on a lot of water sitting around, a lot of heavy rains and stuff like that?
Right. Yeah. Once again, you got to survey your property. There are certain plants that hold extra moisture. The hosta is one for sure that will hold extra moisture in those big leaves.
Well, that
when
makes
it
sense
rains.
because we get about 6,000 of them.
So you got a nice little harborage area for gnats and mosquitoes.
Okay.
So you can thank your wife for that. She probably loves those hostas and
guess some hostas won't be going. There we go.
So, but there are things like that. Yeah, as you survey your property, once again, keep the brush away from the side of your house. Keep your grass cut short. Don't blow the grass clippings up against the foundation because that gives insects another harborage area that they can hide against. Try to keep the leaves away from the window wells and stuff like that.
Right.
Anything that you can think of that's holding moisture. It's nice to provide something for the birds, but keep the bird bath away from the house. A good 20 feet away from the house would be great. That way they'd be less likely to be up against the house. And then, there are some plants that are natural repellents for insects.
Yeah.
And you can find a list online, but if you really want to talk to some neat people, go out to the Muscatine County Extension Office. Okay. Those guys are a huge resource. They got all kinds of flyers and stuff, and they can talk you through the process of what plants are best in what areas and what side of the house to put them on and things like that. But yeah, take advantage of those folks out there on Isett Street across from Heinz. They're a great source. But yeah, you can start, lavender's a good plant.
Okay, yeah, because you just tagged me with a article on Facebook. If you go on Facebook, Jerry's Outdoor Show, Jerry Bait and Tackle, Jerry provides, you'll see article that you tagged me on what plants are good in your yard for natural preventive. Because, a lot of people are into natural stuff this day. I'm not immunizing my kids anymore and this and that, the other thing. So, so you think right now would probably be the time that people should start planning preventative steps.
Yeah, start planning what you're going to do with your yard, especially up close to the foundation, and what type of plants you're going to plant. Okay. And that's interesting. You've got it on your page. I haven't even put it on my webpage yet.
No, you tagged me. Well, I'm quick, buddy. I'm quick. Man. You gotta be quick and the dead. That's what's going on. So anyway, if you'd like to get a hold of Jeff and some of this stuff, you have more questions feel free to give you a call. What's your number they can get a hold of you?
You can call us down at the office at 563-263-7965. You can check out our webpage. We got a few little interesting tidbits on there at BoschPestControl.com. And otherwise, just stop down and see us. Yeah. Bring your insects of choice down.
Bring your insects down. Take a gander at them.
Put them in a Ziploc bag and bring them on down to us.
All right, awesome. You guys know how to have a good time.
Yeah.
All right, that was Jeff from Bosch Pest Control. We'll go down and see him. He really knows his bugs. Hey, this is Jerry's Outdoor Show. We're going to slide in a commercial break, and we're going to be right back right after this.
Country Store Guns in West Liberty has it all. Handguns, rifles, shotguns, scopes, cases, and more. They buy, sell, and even repair right there in their store. You can find Country Store Guns in West Liberty and view all their guns in store or check out their online shop, www.countrystoreguns.com. You can also find them on gunbroker.com. For a large variety and high-quality firearms, shoot on over to Country Store Guns at 1604 Elder Avenue in West Liberty.
Whether you're looking for a new garage door or someone to service your current garage door, call me Dave from Quality Garage Doors. We service all makes and styles of garage doors. Give me a call today at 563-506-1032 for all your garage service needs.
Peppy Possum, that you? Wild Randy Raccoon, what in tarnation are you up to? I'm on the lam of that dead burn Ray at Big Papa's Nuisance Wildlife Control. Today he done rounded up my brother Rufus and his bunch. I tell you, Peppy, he is a menace.
For removal of skunks, bats, groundhogs, raccoons, and more, call or text Ray at Big Papa's Nuisance Wildlife Control, 563-299-9664. That's 299-9664. And check out his Facebook page and website, bigpapasnwc.com.
Winter has a hold of us while we're all dreaming of the summer sun. Tailwater Marine can help cure those winter blues. Conveniently located downriver from downtown Muscatine, Tailwater specializes in all things on the water, from pleasure boats to fishing boats. They have the skills to repair and the accessories to customize your boat. If your boat or engine needs major repairs, drive service, or an engine rebuild, now is the time before the springtime rush. Call Nigel at Tailwater Marine today, 563-264-BOAT. That's 563-264-2628.
Wolf Contracting in Muscatine has been proudly serving the commercial and industrial construction and remodeling needs of eastern Iowa for years. They specialize in new construction, additions, and remodeling for commercial and industrial buildings. Wolf Contracting has an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, which is an amazing testament to the quality of their work. Wolf Contracting. Their prices are fair. Call Wolf Contracting today for a quote or a consultation and see for yourself. Call 263-5406.
All right. We are back. All this talk about being in prep for spring. Spring's coming on. We got a taste of it yesterday. Let's take care of the bugs. We don't want to be there at the house jacking around with them. Let's pull all the hostas out because we don't want anything to get in the way of our fishing as soon as spring gets here. So now spring is getting to us. So now it's time to start thinking about, you know what? I probably should get a new reel. Right now would be the perfect time to do it. Well, I'm fully stocked on because once we start those rivers crack open and all the ice goes away, bam, I get hammered, and I get hammered hard. So right now is a perfect time to pick up a reel. Now around here, reels they pretty much come in three different kinds of types here that we normally use in the Midwest. For you people that are watching me live right now on Facebook, you can go to Jerry's Proviance or Jerry's Outdoor Show or Jerry's Bait and Tackle, find live or not. You will see the replay on YouTube, and you can find that at Voice of Muscatine. That'll be posted up. Is that going live on Voice of Muscatine now?
Yeah, it's on YouTube. Yep.
It's live right now. Live right now.
Yep.
So you can go there. I'll give you a few minutes.
Hey, it's live on your Facebook too.
It's live on Facebook, so you can see what I'm actually talking about. Now, the three reels that we predominantly use around here are the spin cast, which you can see here. They look like the bullet. Everything is enclosed, encased in there. That's your spin cast. Next is your spinning reel. Some people will call them open face, but they're classified as a spinning reel. And the third that we mostly use around here are what called bait casters. Now, I'm old enough to remember that I call these level lines, because that's what my grandpa had. Everybody had were these. These are these 1970s. That was pretty much your Zepcos had just started coming out. You had some pretty primitive spinning reels back then, but usually when you dug through Grandpa's garage, it was level lines. Now these have really made a resurgence around here because you got a lot of big catfish guys. They want to put the 6-inch bluegill out there and try to catch a 70-pound flathead. Now, the biggest thing with these three reels have in common, even though they're different kinds of setups and that, they have something that's called gear ratio. Every reel is going to have a gear ratio. Now, the simple way to explain gear ratio is picture in your mind a bicycle. You have your pedals, which is the one big gear. That's kind of like your handle. You know, it's one big sprocket. And then you got your smaller sprocket at the back, which is causing the wheel to spin. Well, this will spin one revolution, and this will spin a multiple revolutions per one spin. That's how we get gear ratio. Okay. A lot of times on the box, you will see 7 point, 5 point, 6 point, and it's usually the third number is a semicolon 1. So we can have like 7.521. That's how we say it. So what that means is for every one turn of this, if we started right at the 12 o'clock position, one turn, this will spin 7.2 times.
I gotcha.
Okay. Depending on the type of reel and the capacity with the spool size. I mean, each turn, you can be pulling up 32 inches of line, 48 inches of line. Some of these reels, they'll go 9 to 1.
Wow.
Which is like almost 4 foot of line that you're retrieving every time you make a spin on.
Huh.
Now, hey man, faster is better. Not necessarily. Okay, usually your medium range, if you're doing crappie or you're doing bluegill, even some bass. You know, if you're not a pro angler out there trying to win a tournament, you're going to be between the 5 and the 7 on a gear ratio. That's a pretty decent speed for what you're fishing for. The 9 to 1s, the 8 to 1s, and that these are more for like bass guys, which a lot of your bass bait casters, because primarily is they're throwing that bait out there and they want it back. That's why when you watch any of these shows, that's why the fish are water skiing on top of the water, is because they're cracking them as fast as they can to the boat because it's all time with them. You know, faster I get another fish and faster I can put it in the live well, faster I can throw it back out, get another one with that. And a lot of times, speed does not mean more power. So a lot of these big bait casters I'm talking about here, now these are basically 4 to 1. These have a way lower gear ratio. Basically, they don't have the speed, but brother, they got the power.
Gotcha.
Okay, so imagine taking like a trailer and filling it full of cinder blocks, and you got an old manual transmission vehicle, and you put it in 4th gear and try to pull. You're not going to get very far. No, it's a fast gear, but you just ain't going to have the power. So that's why you have to put it in first. Same thing with these. You're really doing the struggle. I mean, with a 5-to-1, 4-1, I mean, you're catching anywhere from a 2-pound to a 10-pound fish. With these, you're 25 pounds and up. So you really need that torque. You really need that power to horse that fish in. The other differences with these, the spin casts are usually your go-to. These are like your first evolution that came off after the level winds and preceded the spinning ones. What these are basically your novices, no foul. You're not going to get any trouble in it. Everything's closed in here. The major drawback with these, and if you fish like out on the Cedar River or the Iowa, some with a lot of sand, with the openings are here. If you get a grit of sand in there, it usually tends to mess up the inner workings, and you got to unscrew the cap, or you do what guys used to do. It's called the Zebco bath, where basically they take the rod and dunk it in the water like that, try to dislodge it. Usually that does more harm than good because you're just introducing more sand into the system. So it's best to kind of pull everything apart, kind of clean it out with some WD-40, put it back together. Other than that, but like I said, you don't run into a lot of bird nests. You don't run into a lot of fouling with these. This is the 808. This is your big boy of your Zebcos. Now,
it's kind of good size too.
Right. Well, they got one up above that's called the 88.
Okay.
Okay, that's one of the Magnum ones. But this is about a $26 reel. Now, a lot of guys like these because they have the torque, and they're actually using these like a winch. They're like fishing off the Cedar Bridge out there on Highway 6, and they're pulling these catfish up out of the water 10 feet up in the air up to the side of the bridge. That's what I like these. A lot of power, a lot of torque. You really can't mess them up other than the sand. So those are a good one. Like I said, I'm a crappie guy, bluegill guy. I like the spinning. You can't be a good spinning reel. The thing with these, you can go anywhere from $10 to $300. A lot of the big things with these is the more ball bearings that they can put in there. And now you'll notice, like I said, with the gear ratios, you also want to look at ball bearings. The more ball bearings, usually smoother is. I think these Flugers here have, this is a 7. Believe it or not, there's 7 ball bearings in this system compared to some that'll have 2. And that's just going to make you a slicker action on there. The sensitivity, everything in there that you want. A lot of it's the capacity. You're not using 10, 12 pound test line. You're using anywhere from 2 to 6 pound, maybe 8 pound. So it's very thin diameter line. If you're using fluorocarbon, you're using mono, whatever. Some guys use braid. I would probably stay away from the braid. I'd use the braid for the bigger bait casters, for the bigger fish. You really don't need that with the crappie on there. And then we get to your big boy, the big boy catfish bait casters. Now these here, same thing. They'll have a lot of bearings. They have a lot of bells and whistles on them. This one's the Abu Garcia catfish special. What's nice about this? It's got the free spool. It's got the adjustable centrifugal brake. These are not the kind of reels you just pop out of the box and put on your pole and go fishing. It takes a little bit of setup, a little bit of practice, but once you get it down, then you'll never ever go back. You'll never go back. Once you get these mastered down, you'll never go back. What's nice about these, like I said to guys, you got the torque to them. This one here actually has the bite alarm feature on there, what the bite alarm feature is, when you're bottom fishing or bait fishing, you have your rod and reel out there sitting on the bottom. A lot of times you're watching your rod tip for it to do this number. Well, with the bite alarm, what it does is actually when the fish comes up and starts to nibble on the bait, he's pulling a little bit of line with him. So you ever see that movie Jaws, where he's sitting there and it goes tick, 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 tick. That's the same thing. The bait alarm that we're probably not going to yield the same results as the movie, but basically the same principle is now it's giving you an audible sound that, hey, something's playing with it. And then you switch it off, and then the fight is on. The other thing about this is it has a higher capacity. You can put a lot of line on here because a lot of guys are really chunking them baits out there in the river. The only drawback with that is because it does hold a lot of line. A lot of guys feel that they have to, fill the whole thing up with braid, and braid lines are very expensive. A trick around that is to do what we call as backing. You take like some cheaper monofilament line, kind of put a couple, layers of that on, and then tie your braid to that, and then that'll help fill up the spool.
Yeah, I've seen that one. I've seen that a lot. Yeah.
Other thing, failing that, what happens with braid is that if you just go to tie braid around the arbor itself, braid has no memory, so it can actually slip. Even though you might have this thing all the way fully loaded up with braid, in the right circumstances, the braid will just going to keep slipping around that arbor. So the mono gives it something to bite into. Failing that, another thing you can do is take electrical tape and wrap around there, and that gives something for the braid to bite into.
Gotcha.
So anyway, like I said, you can run whatever gamut you want. Come in, see us at the shop. You can see all these reels that we got there. Boys will help you through it. I'm usually there early mornings on the weekends, and more than happy to walk you through anything. We got a big parking lot, and if it's early enough, we'll just go ahead and load something up and take it out there and show you how to use it. Other thing, too, is we do have a line spooler. A lot of you guys are starting to look, hey, I want to change out my line this year. It's much easier to do it on my $1,000 line spooler than you with your boy and a screwdriver out in the garage. We get it on there really nice and tight. We can don't take your line off, your spools. We'll just go ahead and it also takes line off too.
Oh, nice.
And it'll do it quickly.
That's handy.
Yeah, very, very handy. So, and we've got every type of line that you can imagine that we predominantly use around here. But like I said, you're into springtime, you're thinking, and the Abu Garcias and catfish, these have really the last couple years, everybody's going, catfish is king around here. Even though I'm a crappie guy, catfish is the big dog around here, and everybody pretty much fishes for that around here. So if you're thinking you want to get into one of these catfish bait casters, come in. We have many styles, different sizes. This one's actually like a 6500 series, 7000 is a little bit bigger. We got smaller, 64. But Abu Garcias, I've had very little problems with them. I sell a lot of those, sell a lot of Lew's, but Abu Garcias, they happen to be the big boys in the box. And if I happen to say Abu Garcia one more time, I'm going to have to get him in here as a sponsor. But other than that, hey, come in and check us out. With that, we're going to slide into a little commercial break, and we're going to be right back.
When severe weather breaks out, we break in with live coverage from NOAA Weather Radio. Live severe weather coverage as it happens, 24 hours a day. Another reason to listen to KWPC, AM 860, FM 95.1.
Country Store Guns in West Liberty has it all. Handguns, rifles, shotguns, scopes, cases, and more. They buy, sell, and even repair right there in their store. You can find Country Store Guns in West Liberty and view all their guns in store or check out their online shop, www.countrystoreguns.com. You can also find them on gunbroker.com. For a large variety and high-quality firearms, shoot on over to Country Store Guns at 1604 Elder Avenue in West Liberty. Country Store Guns in West Liberty has it all. Handguns, rifles, shotguns, scopes, cases, and more. They buy, sell, and even repair right there in their store. You can find Country Store Guns in West Liberty and view all their guns in store or check out their online shop, www.countrystoreguns.com. You can also find them on gunbroker.com. For a large variety and high-quality firearms, shoot on over to Country Store Guns at 1604 Elder Avenue in West Liberty.
Whether you're looking for a new garage door or someone to service your current garage door, call me Dave from Quality Garage Doors. We service all makes and styles of garage doors. Give me a call today at 563-506-1032 for all your garage service needs.
Peppy Possum, that you? Why, Randy Raccoon, what in tarnation are you up to? I'm on the lam of that dead burn Ray at Big Papa's Nuisance Wildlife Control. Today he done rounded up my brother Rufus and his bunch. I tell you, Peppy, he is a menace.
For removal of skunks, bats, groundhogs, raccoons, and more, call or text Ray at Big Papa's Nuisance Wildlife Control, 563-299-9664. That's 299-9664. And check out his Facebook page and website, bigpapasnwc.com.
Winter has a hold of us while we're all dreaming of the summer sun. Tailwater Marine can help cure those winter blues. Conveniently located downriver from downtown Muscatine, Tailwater specializes in all things on the water, from pleasure boats to fishing boats. They have the skills to repair and the accessories to customize your boat. If your boat or engine needs major repairs, drive service, or an engine rebuild, now is the time before the springtime rush. Call Nigel at Tailwater Marine today, 563-264-BOAT. That's 563-264-2628.
Wolf Contracting in Muscatine has been proudly serving the commercial and industrial construction and remodeling needs of eastern Iowa for years. They specialize in new construction, additions, and remodeling for commercial and industrial buildings. Wolf Contracting has an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, which is an amazing testament to the quality of their work. Wolf Contracting. Their prices are fair. Call Wolf Contracting today for a quote or a consultation and see for yourself. Call 263-5406.
Yeah, you know, we brought up some good points here during break about braid line. I see that in the shop a lot. A lot of guys try to overcompensate by having a heavy-duty braid line on there because they think they need to have 30-pound test on there, when actually 10-pound will do. A lot of it's, you're setting your drag. And you got to remember, a lot of these braids that they have out there now, I mean, they're very, very abrasive. I mean, depending on your guides that you have on your rod, they can cut grooves into it. Other thing I found about using braid around here is if you're using like a sliding sinker rig, like I usually use for catfish, which is basically like a no roll, which is a lead weight with a hole in it that slides up and down your line. If you got a little hunk of lead, a little sharp piece of lead in there, it'll start fraying that line.
Huh.
So just stuff like that. You live, you learn. And so what we learned today is bugs, take care of them early. A spring can be here anytime. Difference between a spin cast, a spinning, and a bait cast reel. And since Troy didn't make it in today, let's give away some of his money. I'm going to give away half of his store. So what I got is I got some $10 gift certificates. We're not going to ask you any stupid questions. We're not going to do anything like that. We're just going to round out the show with giving away Troy's money. So give us a call right here at 263-8600, and you're going to win a gift certificate to Jerry's Bait and Tackle, Mitchell's Arms and Ammo. Pretty darn easy, just that easy. Who do we got on the phone?
Hey, this is Jerry.
Yeah, this is Jerry. Yeah, I'm good. Who's this? Is this Jerry? Hey, I won! Oh, great! Awesome.
That's a good name, isn't it?
Yeah, awesome. Hey, what are we doing today, bub?
Well, I don't know. Just sitting around looking out the window and watching the squirrels and the birds.
There you go. Well, now you can come to town, go down to Jerry's Bait and Tackle, Mitchell Arms and Ammo at 810 Park Avenue, and tell Dan you want a $10 gift certificate, and we'll have it waiting for you. Ever been to my shop?
No, I haven't. I've never been in there.
Well, this is a great opportunity. You know where we're at, right?
You betcha.
All right, slide in there, Jerry. I appreciate you listening.
All right, thanks a lot.
All right, see you, Slick.
Bye-bye.
All right, who we got on now? Hey, you're on with Jerry's Outdoors Show. Who is this?
This is Derek Hagan.
How you doing, Derek?
Good. How you doing?
You ice fishing today?
What's that?
You gonna go ice fishing today?
Nope. Probably gonna go tomorrow morning.
You gonna go tomorrow morning? Well, how early are you going out?
Oh, not too early. Gotta let the sun come out.
Yeah, sun comes out about 7 right now. It's getting there.
Yeah, that'll probably be when I head out, I think.
Where do you think you're going?
I got a farm pond I'm probably going to go to.
All right. Well, you're not going to give me the address so I can get a bunch of people sitting out there before you
Yeah.
get going. Hey, are you in my contest?
Not yet. I haven't even been out this year.
Oh, man, where you been, brother?
I've been hiding from the cold.
There you go. All right. You head to my shop today. You pick up that gift certificate, and you pick up one of the Jerry's official rulers there and get yourself in that contest. You
All
might
right,
win
I
yourself a
will.
little more. All right? Thanks for listening, bud.
Yep, thanks. Bye.
Okay, last one. Jerry's Outdoor Show. Who do we got on the phone?
This is Kurt Heidelball.
Hey, Kurt Heidel. Oh, no. Wrong fake news. Wrong number. Ain't you supposed to be? Are you supposed to be working?
I am working.
You are working.
Great.
Awesome. Well, we won't say where you work at. So.
That's right.
Well, bud, you just won yourself a. I know you know where we're located.
Yes, sir.
How's things working out for you this winter? You're a big bow fisher.
Doing good.
You're a big bow fisher, ain't you?
I do get into that sometimes, yeah.
Absolutely. Hey, you know we're running a heck of a deal on bows right now.
Yes, you are.
All right, cool. Get in there and get yourself one picked up. Maybe put that $10 gift certificate towards that.
Sounds good.
All right, cool beans. Thanks for listening, dude.
Thank you.
All right. See how easy it is?
Yeah, no kidding.
I could have just kept giving away Troy's money. Yeah, I'm just giving away out of Troy's side. So, but no, we have gift certificates available. And hey, man, they work out great. They're just like the regular gift cards like you get at Home Depot or what have you. So you got that angler in your life or whatever that you don't know what the heck to get them. You got a shooter, you don't know what the heck to get them. This is just the easiest way that you can do it. Come on in. You can put as much as $5 down, or you can put as much as $5 million, whatever you want to put on there. So that's what's going on. I think we're gonna probably slide out of here. What time? I don't know what we got.
10:57, 10:58.
We got 3 minutes. 3 minutes. I don't know. You want to get a couple more away?
You can if you
Just
want
one.
to.
Yeah, let's give a couple more away. Give us a call right now, 563-263-8600, and let's give away a couple more gift certificates. We got to round out the show here. I know how to practice and don't remember how to how to run off for time. That was a good idea, but I think
we had a couple people still calling there at the end.
Right. So here we go. Give me two more people. Two more people coming right now. Hey, you're on Jerry's Outdoor Show. Who is this?
Hey, Jerry, it's Lyle.
Oh, wow. How you doing, buddy?
It's colder than hell out here today.
No, it ain't. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Have you been outside today?
Yeah, I'm out right now.
You still pee off the deck?
What's that?
You still pee off the deck?
Yeah, don't freeze yet.
Yeah, I was reading that in the police blotter the other day.
Yeah, I hope not.
All right, come in the store. Pick yourself up a $10 gift certificate.
Thank you, buddy.
All right, see you, Slick. All right, the last one for a $10 gift set from Jerry's Bait and Tackle, Mitchell Arms and Ammo. Who do we got on the phone?
This is Dan at Jerry's Bait and Tackle, Mitchell Arms and Ammo.
Okay, do you get yourself a $50? $10. What's going on?
I get a $50 one.
Yeah, you can make out whatever one you want. So you want a $10 gift certificate?
Sweet. I'll need that.
All right. It's coming out. Make sure it gets put on Troy's side.
Oh, absolutely.
Hell no, you don't get a $10 gift certificate. You're taking up a valuable time here, Dan. You got to be ready to. Have you been writing these names down?
Well, everybody but the second one.
We got it here. I'll stop it I'll drop it by the shop.
All right, sounds good.
All right, cool beans, Dan. Well, we got away with only giving away $40 because he ain't getting it. Anyway, hey, you've been listening to Jerry's Outdoor Show. We are here every Friday. I appreciate you listening, and hopefully the weather's going to turn quick. We'll see you later. Bye, everybody.
KWPC K236CF Muscatine. Available everywhere you go. Download our free mobile app, voiceofmuscatine.com.